Hello, history buffs, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying back in time to the vibrant and tumultuous world of medieval Vietnam. This isn't just a story of dynasties and wars. It's a tale of resilience, cultural fusion, and the forging of a national identity that has endured for centuries. So grab your virtual passport, because we're about to explore how a collection of kingdoms became a powerful empire. Our story begins in the 10th century, a pivotal moment for the Vietnamese people. For over 1,000 years, the region had been under various forms of Chinese rule. But the spirit of independence never died. In 938, a brilliant military leader named Anh Khaien achieved a legendary victory at the Battle of Birch Ming River. Using clever tactics, placing iron-tipped stakes hidden beneath the high tide, he trapped and destroyed the invading fleet of the Southern Han. This decisive battle wasn't just a military triumph. It was the dawn of a new era. It marked the end of a millennium of foreign domination and the birth of an independent Vietnamese state. Anh Khaien established his own dynasty, laying the groundwork for all that was to come. However, the path to a unified state was far from smooth. After Anh Khaen's death, the country fragmented into a period known as the Anarchy of the 12 Warlords. For 2 decades, 12 different military leaders carved up the nation, each ruling their own territory. It was a time of chaos and constant conflict. Imagine a land torn apart with no central authority, where local strongmen fought for power. This period highlights the immense challenge of not just winning independence, but maintaining it. Out of this chaos rose a remarkable figure, Anh Binh Linh. A man of humble origins, he proved to be a strategic genius. Through a combination of military prowess and shrewd diplomacy, he systematically defeated the other 11 warlords one by one. By 968, he had reunified the country and proclaimed himself emperor, establishing the Hinh dynasty. He named his new kingdom My Siês Viet, meaning Great Viet. This was more than just a name change. It was a bold declaration to the world, and especially to the powerful Song dynasty in China, that Vietnam was no longer a mere province, but a sovereign empire equal in stature. He established his capital at Hoa El, a naturally fortified area perfect for defense, symbolizing the new dynasty's focus on security and stability. The foundation laid by the Hinh dynasty was built upon by the early Le dynasty that followed. But the true golden age of medieval Vietnam began in 1009 with the rise of the El dynasty. This dynasty, which would rule for over 200 years, was founded by El Sen Yuen, also known as Emperor El Tai Tielt. One of his first and most significant acts was moving the capital from the mountainous Hoa El to a new site in the heart of the Red River Delta. He named it Thang Long, the city of the ascending dragon. Legend says he saw a golden dragon rise into the sky as he arrived, a powerful omen of prosperity. This city, known today as Hanoi, became the political, economic, and cultural center of the nation. The move symbolized a shift in focus from defense to development and expansion. Under the El dynasty, Vietnam flourished. They established a more centralized government, modeling their administrative system on Chinese structures but adapting them to Vietnamese realities. They created a civil service exam system to recruit talented officials based on merit, not just birthright. This promoted stability and good governance. The El rulers were devout Buddhists, and under their patronage, Buddhism became the state religion. Pagodas and temples were built across the land, becoming centers of learning, art, and community life. This era also saw significant legal reforms with the creation of the first penal code, which aimed to create a more just and orderly society. The economy thrived through advances in agriculture, particularly rice cultivation, and the development of sophisticated ceramics and handicrafts that were traded far and wide. Of course, peace and prosperity are often challenged. The El dynasty faced significant threats from its neighbors. To the north, the powerful Song dynasty of China still harbored ambitions of reconquering Vietnam. To the south, the kingdom of Kampa was a constant rival. The most legendary confrontation with the Song came in the 1070s. Under the leadership of the brilliant General Eltha Kitt, the Vietnamese forces launched a preemptive strike into Song territory to disrupt their invasion plans. When the massive Song army eventually crossed the border, they were met at the Ngait River. It was here that Ealhstar Kid is said to have composed a famous poem, a divine oracle, that was recited to his troops, boosting their morale. The poem declared that the southern country belonged to the Southern Emperor, a fact written in the Book of Heaven. After a long and grueling battle, the Vietnamese forces repelled the invasion, securing their independence for centuries to come. This victory cemented Vietnam's status as a formidable military power in the region. Following the Earl, the Trinh dynasty came to power in 1225. If the Earl dynasty was defined by its cultural and administrative achievements, the Trinh dynasty is remembered for its incredible military resilience. They faced one of the greatest military forces the world has ever known, the Mongol Empire. Not once, not twice, but 3 times between 1258 and 1288, the mighty Mongol armies of Kublai Khan invaded Vietnam. Each time, they were met with fierce resistance. The Trinh rulers, particularly the legendary Commander Trinh Dao, employed brilliant guerrilla warfare tactics. They would retreat from the cities, letting the vast Mongol armies stretch their supply lines thin in the unfamiliar hot and humid terrain. Then they would strike back with surprise attacks. The final confrontation in 1288 was a repeat of history, a stroke of strategic genius at the Birchming River, the same place where Anh Khien had defeated the Southern Han 3 centuries earlier. The Vietnamese forces once again planted sharpened, iron-tipped stakes in the riverbed. They lured the Mongol fleet into the river at high tide, then engaged them at a small skirmish and feigned a retreat. As the tide went out, the Mongol ships were trapped and impaled on the stakes. The Vietnamese forces then turned and annihilated the immobilized fleet. This incredible victory sent shockwaves across Asia. Little My Vitt had defeated the seemingly invincible Mongol Empire, a feat few others could claim. It became a defining moment in Vietnamese history, a testament to their unity, strategic brilliance, and unwavering determination to protect their homeland. By the 15th century, under the later La dynasty, the Vietnamese Empire, now known as My Vitt, reached its zenith. Emperor Le Phan Thanh is regarded as one of the greatest rulers in Vietnamese history. He was a brilliant administrator, a legal reformer, and a patron of the arts and sciences. He commissioned the creation of a comprehensive national map and a complete history of the country. He also enacted the Hing GC Code, a sophisticated legal system that was remarkably progressive for its time, even including provisions for the rights of women. Militarily, this period saw the Nam Tin, or the March to the South. Through a series of campaigns, My Vitt finally conquered its long-standing rival, Campa, and began absorbing its territories. This expansion dramatically increased the size and resources of the empire, pushing its borders further south along the coastline of what is now central Vietnam. The culture of the conquered Campa people was gradually integrated, adding another layer to Vietnam's rich and diverse cultural tapestry. By the end of the 15th century, the journey was complete. From a newly independent state fighting for survival, Vietnam had transformed into a powerful, unified, and expansive empire with a distinct and proud identity forged in the crucible of war. Diplomacy and cultural exchange. This incredible journey from scattered kingdoms to a formidable empire is a powerful story of a people as well to be free and to shape their own destiny. It's a history filled with legendary heroes, epic battles, and remarkable cultural achievements. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through medieval Vietnam. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the past. Let me know in the comments which part of Vietnamese history you'd like to explore next. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.